Broadcasting is not a job or a career, it's a way of life. You're in a 24/7, 365 business. You're always on, if you will. I'm Kurt Mische, the President and CEO of PBS Reno. I know and have worked with all three of the people who were here before me. I'm beyond honored to be a part of that group. Be able to stand on their shoulders and carry on the work that they have done is really important. My role is like that of an orchestra conductor. They are there to select the very, very best people that are available, provide the very best work environment that they possibly can, and then provide that leadership without getting in the way. I was born in Boone, Iowa, which is a suburb of Des Moines. I'm the oldest of three. I have a brother who's in the middle and our sister who's the youngest of the three. Mom and Dad were both teachers. Like most boys my age of that generation, we were all going to be professional baseball players, of course, or maybe professional hockey players or something like that, growing up in the Midwest. Until I caught the broadcasting bug. We grew up outside of Chicago suburb, and that was the #2 media market at the time. And so the people we heard on the radio and saw on TV were folks at the top of their game. I would look out my bedroom window periodically, and I'd say, wow, those people are talking to all these folks, not just here in my neighborhood, but all over. And that was fascinating to me. One Christmas, I got a set of walkie-talkies, and you could communicate with people up to about a mile with those. So being a little nerdy at that time, I got a local map. I measured out a mile all around my house, and I thought, holy cow, with these I can communicate with all these people. I went to Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois, the home of the Salukis. I chose Southern Illinois because of its radio television broadcast program. The university owned the PBS and NPR stations. There was a cable radio station that played in the dorms, and these were all student staffed. In addition, that area was made up of a number of small towns. Each had their own radio station, and they knew that, boy, there was real cheap help available hiring those of us who were majoring in radio and TV. And so we got to practice on some of those poor people. I was fortunate to be hired by a disco. Disco was hot right at that point in time. And 3 nights a week, I was the DJ in the club, which was great because I was on the radio, I had some name recognition, and we had a blast. First 22 years of my career were spent doing commercial radio. In 1996, I went to work at Vegas PBS. I had always volunteered at public television stations, stops in my career, and had always thought that, boy, this would be great to get into full time. But it wasn't right time, right place, right situation. Well, in 1996, it was. They needed a director of development, head of fundraising and marketing. And that started an 11-year stay with Vegas PBS. I was then hired to do the same job as director of advancement at what is now PBS SoCal in Southern California. And I was sitting in my office one day, minding my own business, and the phone rang, and it was a recruiter who said, we have to fill this CEO position at PBS Reno. Are you interested in throwing your name in? I said, give me just a minute. Yes. I was fortunate enough, out of all the original 44 people who had applied, to be selected. Joe is our collie, one of two collies that my wife and I have. And over time, he became the station mascot. He's one of the gang and people love him, and that's great. And so we now have other four-legged employees who come in, and that helps make a really nice workplace. We have young kids who come in, mom and dad, we got to pick them up after school, and they come in here and do their homework while mom and dad are doing their work. And I think that's great. If people are comfortable and relaxed and feel at home, they produce better. I want folks to know they're not just numbers. They're not just a line on the budget sheet. You have to take care of the people who you work with. You have to value them.